Angie Stone's passing has sparked numerous discussions, with Jaguar Wright now stepping forward with claims that there may be more to the story than what has been publicly reported. According to Jaguar, there are powerful forces within the music industry that allegedly played a role in Angie's untimely death. Just weeks before the incident, Angie had taken to social media to express frustration over industry figures whom she accused of exploiting her work. She had claimed that she was ready to speak out against years of financial and creative theft, making it clear that she was no longer willing to stay silent. Then, suddenly, a fatal car accident took her life, with her being the only victim in the crash.
What do they want?
What do you mean? They want their payment. They want their pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
They stole more money from me than they stole from Angie. I can't stop thinking about Nick Carter. And Aaron Carter. I can't stop thinking. Brother in the Illuminati, brother not in the Illuminati. Brother in the Illuminati commits all kinds of heinous crimes against women, and he's okay, but his brother's gone. And all he wanted was his money so he could push on. Like, how many of these things have to happen in front of the public? Of course they're going to attack, I'll be sure. Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to attack anybody who's interested in the truth. Of course they're going to come at us really hard for that first 72 hours and make sure we stop posting, or at least get us flagged from being able to go live, so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watched Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son.
Jaguar Wright is now voicing concerns, suggesting that Angie's passing was not merely an accident, but could have been something far more calculated. While official reports state that the crash was just an unfortunate event, Jaguar is raising questions that many fans and observers find hard to ignore. With the industry's long history of disputes, legal battles, and conflicts over music rights, the situation has left many wondering if there could be more to the story than what has been publicly disclosed. Angie Stone was born on December 18, 1961, and grew up in a household where music and faith played a central role. Her early years laid the foundation for a remarkable career that would span decades, influencing generations of artists and leaving an undeniable mark on the music industry.
One of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music. It's the second part of The Ugly Truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen. As I begin to find out things that I never had to look into, because when you hire a team of people that, to some degree, supposed to have your back, you're thinking that they're getting it all together for you. You know, that's why, I respect Oprah Winfrey in that respect when she said, do your own research.
Angie Stone's musical journey began in the church, where her parents introduced her to gospel music at an early age. This foundation played a pivotal role in shaping her lifelong passion for singing and songwriting. From childhood, the church provided her with the space to develop her voice, refine her musical abilities, and establish a deep spiritual connection to her art. Her father, a dedicated member of a gospel quartet in Columbia, South Carolina, played a significant role in nurturing her talent. He exposed her to some of gospel music's most respected groups, such as the Singing Angels and the Gospel Keynotes. Watching these legendary performers live had a profound effect on Angie, further fueling her love for music and strengthening her understanding of performance and vocal delivery.
Just on the celebrity, that I let a lot of important things slipped through the cracks only because I didn't know any better. I worked very hard to take care of my kids as a single mother, and I'm being transparent. My kids' fathers just were not doing what they're supposed to do. So I had to step up and go in and do everything that I needed to do for my family, which is why I worked so hard, which is why I traveled so much, which is why I did shows, because at the end of the day, after 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me.
She continued honing her craft by singing at First Nazareth Baptist Church, where she developed the confidence and stage presence that would later define her career. While gospel music was her first love, Angie's musical influences expanded as she grew older. She became a central figure in the neo-soul movement, with her distinct sound and rich, soulful voice resonating with audiences worldwide. Her music not only captured the essence of soul, but also paved the way for future artists like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Lyfe Jennings, and even Mariah Carey, all of whom have credited her influence in shaping their artistry. Beyond neo-soul, Angie's impact extended into hip-hop and rap, where she worked with groundbreaking artists, helping to shape the sound and evolution of the genre. From collaborating with key figures in the industry to crafting music that blended elements of soul and hip-hop seamlessly, her contributions transcended musical boundaries. Angie Stone's legacy remains one of the most significant in modern music history, as she played a crucial role in defining the sound of multiple genres and influencing generations of artists who followed in her footsteps.
They have basically absorbed in that company, and even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships, and what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part.
By the time Angie Stone was just 16 years old, she was already making a name for herself in the music industry. She teamed up with Cheryl the Pearl Cook and Gwendolyn Blondie Chisholm to form The Sequence, the first ever female hip-hop group. Their talent quickly caught the attention of Sugar Hill Records, leading to a record deal that would make history. The group made waves with their hit single Funk You Up, a track that would go on to influence generations of artists. Funk You Up wasn't just a successful song, it became one of hip-hop's foundational records. Years later, Dr. Dre sampled the track, bringing it back into the mainstream, and its influence could even be heard in Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. However, despite their massive impact, The Sequence never received proper credit or royalties for their contributions. This led to legal battles, as they fought for recognition and fair compensation through copyright infringement lawsuits. Angie Stone's contributions to music didn't stop there. She later became part of the hip-hop and electro-funk group Mantronix, further expanding her reach across genres. Eventually, she stepped into the spotlight as the lead singer of the R&B group Vertical Hold. The group gave fans timeless hits like Seems You're Much Too Busy, which helped solidify Angie's presence in the industry as a powerhouse vocalist. As her career evolved, Angie found success both as a songwriter and a solo artist. She recorded 11 studio albums, blessing fans with unforgettable hits like I Wish I Didn't Miss You, No More Rain, Brother, and I Wanna Thank Ya. Her musical talent and versatility also led her to collaborate with some of the biggest names in the industry. She worked closely with legends such as Prince and Lenny Kravitz, even playing the saxophone for Lenny, a testament to her broad musical abilities. She also joined forces with Lenny's cousin, Jerry DeVoe, to form a group called DeVoe, showcasing yet another dimension of her artistry.
See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. What I learned how to do was go out, work hard, get paid, come home, pay my bills, take care of my family. That part. The legal side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there that they're in the driver's seat for, they're supposed to make sure you're taken care of. And even though they were taking care of themselves, they thought very little of taking care of me. And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up mine.
Through every stage of her career, Angie Stone continued to shape the sound of modern music, blending elements of hip-hop, R&B, funk, and soul. Her ability to seamlessly cross genres while maintaining her unique sound cemented her legacy as one of the most important voices in contemporary music. However, one of Angie Stone's most significant contributions to music came behind the scenes. She played a crucial role in shaping the sound of D'Angelo's career, helping to write and produce vocals on his Brown Sugar and Voodoo albums, two projects that would go on to define the neo-soul movement. Her influence on these records was undeniable, as they became key moments in the evolution of R&B and soul music. During this period, Angie and D'Angelo were also romantically involved, but their relationship was far from ideal. Behind the music, their dynamic was tumultuous, marked by creative highs and personal lows. Angie's contributions to D'Angelo's artistry were significant, but his ego seemingly prevented him from fully acknowledging just how much she helped shape his sound. Rather than openly crediting her influence, D'Angelo downplayed her impact, an issue that ultimately drove them apart both professionally and personally. But D'Angelo wasn't the only artist who failed to give Angie the recognition she deserved. She once revealed her disappointment upon realizing that Mary J. Blige had taken elements from a song she had worked on with D'Angelo, specifically Every Day and Die. Mary later renamed Die to Paradise and released it without giving Angie proper credit. This left Angie feeling as though her contributions were being erased, a struggle she had already faced in an industry that often overlooked female songwriters and vocal arrangers.
What do they want?
What do you mean? They want their payment. They want their pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
They stole more money from me than they stole from Angie. I can't stop thinking about Nick Carter. And Aaron Carter. I can't stop thinking. Brother in the Illuminati, brother not in the Illuminati. Brother in the Illuminati commits all kinds of heinous crimes against women, and he's okay, but his brother's gone. And all he wanted was his money so he could push on. Like, how many of these things have to happen in front of the public? Of course they're going to attack, I'll be sure. Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to attack anybody who's interested in the truth. Of course they're going to come at us really hard for that first 72 hours and make sure we stop posting, or at least get us flagged from being able to go live, so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watch Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son.
On top of that, Angie had to deal with another artist closely mirroring her style. It was later revealed that Jill Scott's record label had her studying Angie's every move, from the way she dressed to how she carried herself, so they could craft Jill's public image in a similar way. This attempt to replicate Angie's essence without acknowledging her influence only added to the long list of frustrations she endured in the industry. To make matters worse, Angie's own management team wasn't always working in her best interest. Instead of helping her secure the recognition and royalties she deserved, there were instances where they failed to protect her legacy. Throughout her career, Angie Stone contributed immensely to the sound of modern R&B, but time and time again, she found herself fighting for the credit that rightfully belonged to her. Despite these obstacles, she remained a force in the industry, leaving an undeniable mark on the music world. Whether it was due to negligence or incompetence, Angie Stone's management team fumbled several key opportunities, including potential acting roles that could have expanded her career beyond music. One of the biggest missed opportunities was her originally intended role in The Number, one ladies' detective agency, which ultimately went to Jill Scott. This could have been a defining moment in Angie's career, opening doors to new possibilities in film and television. Instead, due to mismanagement and a lack of advocacy on her behalf, the opportunity slipped through her fingers, leaving her to navigate an industry that continuously undervalued her contributions. But here's where things take an even more concerning turn. Just weeks before her passing, Angie Stone was preparing to take legal action against Universal Music Group, UMG, over unpaid royalties. After years of being shortchanged, she was finally ready to fight for what was rightfully hers. According to her, nearly every entity in her professional circle, her management, her label, had failed her at crucial points in her career. Despite her talent and dedication, those responsible for protecting her interests allegedly allowed her earnings to be mismanaged or withheld. Her management team, rather than advocating for her financial well-being, reportedly fell short in their responsibilities, leaving her vulnerable to exploitation. Meanwhile, her label allegedly pocketed millions in revenue from her work, all while she continued producing music without receiving the compensation she had earned. It was as if she was pouring her heart and soul into her craft, while others collected the financial rewards from her labor. This battle over unpaid royalties wasn't just about money, it was about reclaiming control over her legacy. Angie Stone had built a career that influenced countless artists, yet she found herself in a position where she had to fight for the recognition and financial security she deserved. As she prepared to confront the industry that had long profited from her work, her sudden passing has only raised more questions about what was really happening behind the scenes. Angie Stone's vocal stance against those who wronged her has left many with lingering questions, particularly about whether there could be a deeper connection between her sudden passing and her ongoing battle for unpaid royalties. Her plans to take legal action against major industry players had already put a spotlight on the financial mistreatment she endured throughout her career. With that in mind, some are questioning whether her accident was truly just an unfortunate event or if there's more beneath the surface. Historically, the music industry has a troubling pattern of artists facing tragic ends just as they begin challenging the structures that have controlled them. Angie's case fits that pattern all too well. Given how public she was about her frustrations, some believe she may have become a target. The timing of the accident, occurring so close to her legal battle, has led many to speculate that this could be more than just coincidence. Adding to the mystery is the severity of the crash. While it was reported as a devastating accident, many are questioning how Angie was the only fatality. The speculation doesn't end there. Some theories suggest that she may have already been unresponsive before the crash even took place. This only deepens the mystery, raising further concerns about what was really happening behind the scenes leading up to that tragic moment. Jaguar Wright has now entered the conversation, claiming that Angie was allegedly silenced just as she was about to reveal information about powerful individuals in the industry. Her allegations add yet another layer of intrigue, as Jaguar has a history of exposing what she claims to be hidden truths about the music business. Whether her claims hold weight or not, they reflect the growing skepticism surrounding Angie's passing and the forces at play in the industry. Given what has been uncovered about the treatment of artists in the past, it's understandable why people are questioning the official narrative. While nothing has been confirmed, the circumstances of Angie Stone's final days leave plenty of room for speculation. What do you think? Was this truly just a tragic accident, or is there more to the story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to check out the next video for more industry revelations.